What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prize Picks video for you. Prize Picks slash research video for you. For Monday, February 6, 2023, we have 8 games on the NBA schedule. And Prize Picks is starting to fill out the board. They just added some Golden State Warriors to the board, as well as some OKC Thunder to the board. You got some Jazz, Bulls, Spurs, well, no Spurs, Pistons, and Celtics. So I thought we'd get started by just quickly recapping today's picks. We went 2-0 today with Paolo Banchero going over 6.5 rebounds and Tyrese Halliburton hitting his assist prop of 9. He finishes the game with 11 assists. So that 2-0 brings us to 13-8 on the week. And according to my math, that gives us a 62% hit rate on the week, which is up 4% week over week. I'll take it. Every week we get better, and I know this coming week we're going to start off super strong, and we're going to improve on that, and we're going to have a lot of fun this week. So thank you so much for allowing me to bring all this research to you, and it's just been a blast for me, and I hope that my research and that my insights have helped you out on some level in helping you decide on who to play, or making you or just giving you other options in terms of who you want to build your slips around. So once again, thank you so much for the support. And without further ado, let's just get this going. Let's dive into a few games that I have on my list to talk about here. So I want to talk about 3 games right now that stand out to me, where we have some possible, some players that are in play. We have some in plays for sure out of these games. So I want to start with the Dallas Utah game, because there's a lot of news coming out of this game, being that Kyrie Irving is now a Dallas Maverick, been traded to the Mavericks in exchange for Spencer Dinwiddie and THJ. So those 2 guys are getting shipped out to Brooklyn, or not THJ, excuse me, Dorian Finney-Smith. Those 2 guys are getting shipped out to Brooklyn, and so that should be fun to watch Dinwiddie back in Brooklyn. It should be fun to watch Kyrie in Dallas. However, what might not be fun to watch is this game tomorrow between the Mavericks and the Jazz, because the way I'm looking at this roster, this possible starting 5, I don't know, I don't know who's playing for the Mavericks tomorrow. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this game, because depending on who's in the starting lineup, we could be introduced to some very low lines here on players like Josh Green or Dwight Powell or Reggie Bullock or Frank Ntilikina. Whoever is stepping in for Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith could offer us some buy low potential for sure. Now on the other side, I do like Lauri Markkanen, because he's just been on a roll. He's giving you almost 30 points a game. His line right now is set to 25.5 over on Prize Picks. Another reason I like Lauri Markkanen is because this is the way to attack Dallas. You attack them through the power forward position. They're hemorrhaging production through this position. 62% from the field. They're allowing the power forwards 16 rebounds a game, 6 assists a game to this position. If by some way they can keep this game competitive, Lauri Markkanen should be in for a full run of minutes, and he should get his fair share of shots, and he should hit his point prop at least. Now I don't know about his PRA, because that might be asking a little too much, but right now his PRA is set to 36, 9.5 boards, 27 PA, and then 35 PR. So points look very appealing to me right now, and that's one prop that stands out in this Dallas and Utah game. So that's that's one. Lauri Markkanen definitely in play for tomorrow's game. And then once this starting lineup is announced for Dallas, and once we get some lines on the board on Prize Picks, we can start looking at some of these bench players who are going to be put in the starting lineup and see if there's anything that we could take advantage there. So that's game number 1. Game number 2, OKC Golden State. Another bit of injury news, or another bit of unavailability news here. Steph Curry is out for tomorrow's game, which means Jordan Poole will be put into the starting lineup. And in the past, Jordan Poole has played very well in place of Steph Curry, and they literally just took Jordan Poole off of Prize Picks. His point line was set to 22.5, and that was way too low. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring it back at 23.5 or possibly 24.5. 22.5 was way too low for Jordan Poole. I wonder if they still have that up on props.cash. So yeah, Jordan Poole is in play. I want to see what his new 22 and a half. I want to see what his new point line is. Now, in the lineup with Curry, he's not doing a whole lot, right? 21 over his last 10 and 15 over his last 5. That's a little bit more indicative of like Curry being in the lineup, but this is like where Curry was coming back from injury. So Jordan Poole's role was still a little bit bigger. But without Curry in the lineup, that goes from 21 to 28, and that goes from 15 to 28. So, I mean, 13-point difference over his last 5 games, and that is what Jordan Poole can do for you without Curry in the lineup. So Jordan Poole is definitely in play. You do attack OKC with point guard play, with shooting guard play, and you got the right people in place to do it. OKC is bottom 5 in the league at defending the point guard, 29 points a game, 4 3-pointers made a game, 10 assists per game. So Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Dante DiVincenzo, these guys are in play for sure, but Jordan Poole will stand out. I just want to see what his new line is because I have a feeling it's going to be like 3 points higher than it was. On the other side, you can attack Golden State with the center. You don't really have like a go-to big man in OKC. You got like Mike Muscala and Jalen Williams. There's 2 Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams with the Y is a center. So yeah, you got those 2 guys. Maybe you get some buy low opportunities on these guys if they get put on the board and their props are a little low. You could probably see what those look like and maybe try to exploit that matchup at Golden State with the big. But right now, Jordan Poole is the one play that I am looking at in this game. So we covered OKC, Golden State, did Dallas, Utah. The last game I want to talk about is the Sacramento-Houston game. So for a few reasons, because we still are without De'Aaron Fox in this game. De'Aaron Fox has been out the last 2 games. And the way you attack Houston, once again, all these teams have this in common. You attack these teams with the point guard position. But without De'Aaron Fox in the lineup, you don't have a true point guard in Sacramento. So you got guys like Herter and Monk and Davion Mitchell and maybe even Keegan Murray. Like, I don't know like where that production would go. It hasn't been going to them and it hasn't been going to Sabonis since De'Aaron Fox has been out. So, that's a matchup you can take advantage of. You just I don't know who to target right now on Sacramento. The one guy that I think you can target, that you should be targeting, he just hasn't been coming through for us, is Domantas Sabonis. And without De'Aaron Fox in the lineup, I thought he would just be having monster games. But he honestly has been just slacking without him in the lineup. It's been bad. His last game today against the New Orleans Pelicans, he went for 12 and 11. His last game against the Indiana Pacers, he put up 15 points and 16 boards, 31 PRA. Didn't hit his point prop. He didn't hit his PRA prop. So it's weird because I just figured he'd get more of the offense funneled through him and he would just have a better game. And he just hasn't been producing. But if there ever was a get-right team to get right against, it'd be the Houston Rockets, who also are very, very poor at defending the center. They're bottom 5 in the league at defending the center. Now, whether Sabonis is a center or a power forward, he plays big on the floor. So he's in that role a lot more than not. He's in another smash spot. And so we need to look at the matchups. We need to look at the data and the research and play that versus playing our emotions and getting attached to outcomes, because we continue to play the matchups and do the research and, do those smart things, we will be successful. And like I mentioned, like once the tip's off, like we can't control the game. Like we're done. Like we did our work. We don't play the game. So it's up to the players to produce. But I do look at this last game that OKC played against Houston. And OKC was kind of struggling coming into that game. Their last game against Houston, nobody had a good game against Houston. And so if you went with your emotions on that one and decided you were going to fade that game or fade players in that game, and they went out and put 150 points on Houston, and SGA had a 40-point game. So I look for this to be a similar situation where Sacramento can get right against Houston, and their star that you expect to do well, does well, comes out and has a good game. So I am liking Sabonis. I do believe he's in play. We'll see what his props look like tomorrow when they're released on Prizepicks. And that's going to do it. A couple notes though. Sacramento is on a back-to-back, so this will be their second game in a row. So always like to just be mindful of back-to-backs. I know we didn't talk about this team tonight, but Cleveland will also be on a back-to-back tomorrow versus Washington. And I believe those are the only two teams that are on a back-to-back for tomorrow. So that's going to do it. Quick research, early look into a few games on the slate tomorrow, games that stand out to me and that offer a lot of opportunity for us to take advantage of. Possible in plays are Sabonis, Jordan Poole, DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic. We'll see what the Dallas starting five looks like. We could get some buy low opportunities there, and maybe some buy low opportunities on some bigs out in OKC versus the Golden State Warriors. So thank you so much for stopping by the channel and just checking this video out. Let me know in the comments below who you have your eyes on in terms of plays. Is there anybody you've locked in right now? I mean, if you already locked in Jordan Poole, good on you. Let me know if you got that one. Also, let me know what you think about this early research on tomorrow's slate. Let me know what you think about my dive into these games and these in plays that we've talked about today. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel and just chilling out with me, talking some research and NBA props. And until the next video, the final look video, Chavez is out.